Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Quest for Success Discover NLP Trainers Training webinar. My name's Christine Dawson. I'm a Master Trainer of NLP, and I'm going to be your very willing guide today to guide you through some of the aspects of NLP Trainers Training and what that means for you. What can you expect from an NLP Trainers Training? And give you the opportunity to ask all of those little questions that may have been holding you on the fence for some time. Because as NLP practitioners, you know that when we don't have all of the information and we feel a little uncertain, then it's very difficult to make a well-informed decision. So the purpose of today is for you to get some clarity and get some certainty around NLP Trainers Training. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you some facts, I'm going to give you some information, and then I'm going to leave plenty of time for you to ask your questions. So anything that I don't answer that's still in your neurology somewhere, rattling around, causing you a bit of uncertainty, then please ask the question. If you do think of a question and you want to get it set in stone straight away before it leaves your mind, just pop it into the chat facility and I'll pick it up. So I have a key question for you before I begin, and that's, do you feel that you have more potential within you than you're currently accessing right now? And what you need to unlock that potential is a roadmap. If that's you, I've got some really good news for you. You are in exactly the right place right now. So let's think about NLP Trainers Training. So I'm going to kick off by giving you that really key piece of information. When is it? So the 2024 training is our 5th annual event. So we've been doing this for some time and we really know how to do it. So in 2024, the training is between the 11th and the 28th of September. So those are the important dates for your 2024 training. Our training is a little bit different from some of the others that you've probably come across because, of course, when you're investing in yourself, you do that Google search and you make sure that you've investigated all the different ways that you can become a trainer of NLP and all the different organisations that might offer you an approach to learning NLP as a trainer. Now, the way we do it at Quest for Success, and what we've learned is it works exceptionally well, is to have a destination training. It's almost like a retreat from the world, and that's our intention. So we hold our NLP Trainers Training events on a beautiful Greek island. Now, who wouldn't want that? Yes, it's beautiful. You can see in the pictures there, it's a stunning venue. We actually live in the venue as well as train there. So it's all incorporated into one location. And you can see in the pictures what a beautiful location it is. And there's a picture of us enjoying the lunch, which is a beautiful home-cooked Greek meal from the local taverna. Now, there's more than just having some fun in Greece involved here. There's a real intention of having this destination training, and it's all about the learning environment. And what we found over the years is that the learning environment is essential to your ultimate success. Having a destination training is about taking you out of everyday life. So taking you away from work, from constant emails, from everything else that fills up your life, even from, the family and the pressures that brings, from everyday schedules that you get locked into. It's about taking you out of that. And when you do that, when you go into an environment that is completely about you and your learning and your growth, the development experience is really accelerated. I mean, I'm talking 100% more accelerated than if you were to do a training where you came and went home every day. It's such an important element in my values, in that if I'm going to guide you through to a real quality outcome for you to be the best possible trainer that you can be, this is the best way to do it. And we've learned that through trial and error. We've done trainings in a hotel, we've done trainings in the office, we've done trainings UK based. This works the best. And I'm sure if you look at our testimonials from the students who are now really exceptional trainers, they will tell you that the location played a really huge part. So that's a bit around the why we have a destination training. So what is NLP trainers training all about? Well, the most important thing that it's about for us is you. It's about taking you from where you are now and road mapping the method for you to unlock all the potential that you still have available, that's still inside of you, that just needs releasing. Our focus is to make you not only a certified trainer of NLP, it's about really teaching you how to be a powerful and exceptional presenter, an excellent trainer, and somebody who can speak in public to any size of audience and feel comfortable in doing so. When you do that, when you've got those skills, when you've got that charisma inside of you, which is what we'll teach you, you turn into a leader. You turn into somebody that people love to follow. And that's important if you're going to develop your own training institute, your own training business, because you want forever students, students who do all of your trainings and stay with you forever. And the only way you can do that is turning into a leader that people love to follow. So a person of influence, a world-class trainer. And I can, hand on heart, without any sort of ethical pressure at all, I can assure you that our trainers training is world class. I myself have assisted and I've attended other trainers trainings in other parts of the world. And I can see, as I hear what they tell, and I hear how they train and how people understand what they're communicating, that our training really does stand head and shoulders in a world-class environment. So we will turn you into a real driving force sitting behind an accredited training institute. So if you choose to, you can have a whole new area to an existing business or create a whole new business prospect. And we will teach you how to do that. We want you to be the best possible version of you, unlocking all that hidden potential. We want you to be someone who's doing, being, or having what they want to be, do, and have. So this means putting you on a growth trajectory. Now that's really important to us, that you go on your own growth journey. Remember, in order to grow, it involves stepping out of your comfort zone. We always say that growth and comfort can't coexist. In order to really grow, it involves stepping outside of your comfort zone and being ready to make the changes that are going to turn you from where you are now into something really exceptional, even more than you can probably conceive of right now. Because right now, your neurology is of a certain size and it has certain boundaries around it. So by attending trainers training, one of our intentions is to grow your neurology. So your neurology can accept and cope and be confident in a much wider range of circumstances. It really is a growth journey. So at Trainers Training, we're all about teaching you to be a professional speaker and to do that with that thing that people call charisma, and to do that with excellence. Now, there's an old adage, isn't there, that charisma can't be taught, it's something you're born with. Well, we disagree. We know how to teach you how to perform with charisma. Because every time you speak in public and every time you do a training or a webinar, it's a performance. And performance can be learned. We want you to be on a career fast track. If you work for an organisation, we want to put you into a neurology, a mindset, where you can really accelerate your career and get all the best promotions, get the best roles, get the best projects to lead, get the best teams to be at the head of. We want to teach you to learn to express yourself, and that's about language. How to use your language with purpose and volition so that you can express your thoughts and your expertise effortlessly and expertly in meetings, in presentations, in workshops, webinars, seminars, and of course, certification trainings. We want to make sure that when you leave NLP Trainers Training, you understand all the NLP business opportunities, because there are many. There are so many different directions that you can go in once you know how to train and how to do it properly. You'll increase your visibility, and if you don't want to build your own business, if you want to stay in employment, it makes you more employable because you expand your skill set. And you expand your skill set in the areas that employers are interested in. Can this person communicate effectively? Can they stand in front of an audience? Can they speak with confidence? Can they lead from the front? Are they operating at the best version of them? And that's where we want to take you. And in doing so, we can teach you how to avoid all those pitfalls that we fell into when we were first learning to be trainers. We can accelerate your progress by giving you all the information you need and all the tricks and traps to avoid you falling into the pits that we fell into and that many public speakers often get trapped into. You can avoid them if you know they're there. When you're a great speaker and you can express yourself fully and you can explain complex ideas simply, that enhances your credibility. And let's face it, your credibility is important in all aspects of your life. If you're credible, people listen. And when you're a credible leader, people will follow. If you're a credible trainer, people will learn. So we're looking to enhance that credibility. Even if you're in an employed position or you're setting up your own business, you need to be able to facilitate people and lead them in a way that causes people to have the utmost respect for you as the person at the front of the room. When you have respect and when you have visibility, what happens is you increase the amount of people that you attract to you. So our intention with NLP trainers training is to enable you, empower you to double your sales by becoming a more effective speaker when you present yourself and your services out into the world. We'll teach you how to create bigger sales funnels with a lot less effort than you're putting in at the moment. What we found over the years is that people put an awful lot of time into the wrong areas when they're thinking about their marketing and sales. All their energy goes in one direction. Usually it's not the direction that's going to attract people towards you. So we'll teach you how to do that. And that means you can create, build and sustain value-based long-term relationships. So forever clients that will come back. So they do your first introductory training and they say, that was great. What can I do next? So they're always ready for the next thing that you have to offer. And that, having repeat custom, having people come back to you, is exactly how you recession-proof your business. One of the purposes of how we create and how we structure the processes through NLP trainers training is to enable you to get started as a trainer and make your new career or this extension of your career profitable right from the beginning. Literally, if you wanted to, you could run a training a couple of weeks after the end of trainers training and be comfortable and confident to do so. That's where we want to take you. So we're all about helping you create a business that's ready to go. Now, there's been a lot said quite recently in the NLP community, if you're plugged into that space, about face-to-face versus online training. Now, I've done an awful lot of reflection on this within my business because, of course, over those 2.5 years that we were really challenged by the global pandemic, we went online. Of course we did. It was the only way to sustain our business and to make sure that our clients were still getting the support they needed at one of the most important times when they needed it. It had its space then. Now, what we've done since is we've been evaluating outcomes. So we've been tracking the people who learned online versus the people who came into the office and did a face-to-face training. And we're starting to notice now we've had time for all of the pandemic to pass away and for people to get back into their new normality. The quality difference is quite marked. So what we've decided here at Quest for Success is that when it comes to NLP trainers training, that we are most definitely going to keep it face-to-face. The thinking behind that is very important. And I went through a whole thinking process around this. I really thought carefully about it. And what it came down to for me is this. The skill set for doing what I'm doing right now, talking into my computer, I know you're out there. I've got no direct connection with you other than through my computer. So the skills that I use to connect with you all in this way are very different to the skills I would use if I was talking to you face to face. So having the skills to train a group of people in the room with you, that's very different to the skill set that you would employ if you had a group of people online. So NLP trainers training, the nature of it, the content of it, is all about being able to train people who are in front of you, who are in the room with you. How to build that energy, how to build the rapport connection, how to monitor constantly the room when the energy goes up, when it comes down, when people are getting what you're telling them and when they're not. This is something, it's a very specific skill set that can only really be trained properly face to face. So that's why we've settled into trainers training is going to be face to face. Now, there are two ways that you can take trainers training that maybe you hadn't even considered. You can take trainers training with or without the final evaluation. So what's the difference there? Well, the final 4 days of NLP trainers training are the evaluation section where we monitor you and we find out, is this person ready to be certified as a trainer of NLP? Now, if you really value being taught to be a charismatic, confident presenter and public speaker, and yet you don't really see in your future right now being a trainer of NLP, so certifying your own practitioners and master practitioners, if that's not your intention, then you can come to the training and skip the evaluation. So, of course, you won't get a certification at the end of it. What you will get is all the skills. So if you choose to, you can do NLP trainers training without the evaluation. If you think, well, I'm not going to do that 2 weeks of training and not get a certificate at the end of it, I want to do the evaluation, then you stay for evaluation. So how do we do this? How do we create those charismatic trainers? Through the process of modeling, which is the key process that created the whole of NLP. It's where NLP came from, the process of modeling. Exceptional trainers have been modeled. 30 key behaviors have been identified. So the key behaviors that really charismatic and confident public speakers employ every time they stand in front of an audience. During trainers training, we will install all those 30 key behaviors into your neurology so that you can utilize them at the unconscious level. We do that in a very empowering and energetic learning environment. And during the training, we do lots of exercises, giving you practical experience. Theoretical learning is all well and good, and it's important. What use is the theory if you can't put it into practice? So we spend lots of time in a safe environment, doing lots of exercises, lots of practice. Because you can make all your errors and do all the fluffs at trainers training, so that by the time you get to run your own trainings and do your own presentations, you've got it off pat and you don't need to make the mistakes then. You can make them during trainers training and get some really good quality feedback. So individualized feedback that's just for you, so that you can start to map out that growth trajectory. It's through the feedback that you'll do that. The way we provide feedback is that it's not only me that comes along to help you and support you through trainers training. I also bring my coaching assistants who are existing trainers in their own right. And they too will help you and support you by offering you really constructive feedback. Trainers training is what I call an open architecture training. It's all the secrets of what goes into a training behind the scenes. So everything that when you attend a course, all the stuff you don't see, all the back office efforts and everything that has to go into place in order for a training to succeed. So we teach you everything you don't see, as well as all the things that are obvious and overt within the trainer. And we hold nothing back. For us at Quest for Success, your success is our success. And so we'll tell you everything you need to know, nothing held back. You know why? People often say, well, Christy, why do you do that? Because you're creating your own competitors here. And I say, yeah, I am. And that's good, because the more people we have out there training NLP becomes more of an everyday thing for whole communities. The more people we put into a community who are talking about NLP and training it, every single one of them is doing the world a magnificent service. And I applaud them for that. So, am I creating competitors? No. I'm creating colleagues. I'm creating a network. I'm creating a like-minded community, and that's important. We'll also make all of the slides, so for intro days, for little weekend workshops, for practitioner training, for master practitioner training, we'll make all of those available to you, and you can purchase them as soon as the training is done. So they're all available to you. If you were to take a look at your practitioner and master practitioner manuals, can you imagine creating those from the beginning? The amount of energy and hours you'd have to put in. And then the slide packs, can you imagine creating the practitioner and master practitioner slide packs from scratch? The amount of time and energy is enormous. So you don't have to do that. We will make them available to you. We also add something very specific, and it's something that not all training providers offer. And that is, after trainers training, we will give you 6 months of one-to-one coaching to support you in putting into practical use everything you've learned at trainers training. So if your goal for attending trainers training was to set up your own training business and to start certifying NLP practitioners and master practitioners, then we will support you for a whole 6 months, one-to-one, to help you to do that. If you're using the skills from trainers training in a different way, maybe incorporating them into an existing business or helping them to accelerate your career path, again, we will give you 6 months one-to-one coaching. And that's incorporated into the investment in yourself that you make for trainers training. You also have lifetime access to Quest for Success. So we're not going to set you adrift. We're going to keep you firmly anchored into the NLP community that we at Quest for Success have created, so that you've always got lifetime access to us and other people within the same community, so you always feel supported. Now, trainers training is a long training. It's 18 days. And you know what? I often hear from people who are really excited about attending trainers training. How do I create that time in my busy life and my busy schedule? Well, something to think about it is, you know, we find it easy to create the space in our lives for the things that we value. So let's think about it. Guys, if I said to you, you know what? I'm going to book you a 2-week holiday, 5-star, all expenses paid, in the Caribbean. Do you want it? Would you find the time to take that holiday? Of course you would. Going to NLP trainers training is the same thing, other than like a holiday which is here and gone. You will have the skills from NLP trainers training for life. So it's easy to create space in your life for something that you find valuable. And you know what? If you want something, there's always a way for you to create it in your life. There's always a way. So you might be thinking, wow, the course isn't till next September. How come we're talking about it right now? Well, the purpose for me connecting with you right now is because people reject things that they're uncertain about. So if you're uncertain about how you can organize your life so that you can come to a Greek island for 18 days, you need to put plans in place. And depending on the complexity of your life, those plans may take some time for you to put in place and for you to feel comfortable with them. So the sooner you do that, the better. If you're in employment, you might need to book some time out of the work leave diary. And again, the sooner you do that, the sooner you have your certainty. You may also need to have conversations with your circle, your family, your partner, your business partners, or your employer, the people whose help you will need in order to take the time to come to NLP trainers training. And that means having conversations. So the sooner you have those conversations, the sooner you can make the plan and come into a place of solution. And remember, those conversations might be a little bit tricky because, again, people will reject what's different. They'll reject something that has uncertainty attached to it. If you think you're going to have a difficult conversation with anybody in your circle about creating time to attend NLP trainers training, then we need to talk. So please arrange a call. We need to talk about how to have those conversations. When you put your plan in place, you really show time for the illusion that it is. Time is a concept, it's a human construct. So we can have as much or as little time as we choose to have. Time is an illusion. So we've created the time. Now how do you create your investment? NLP trainers training is an investment in self. And an investment in self, that takes you to expand your neurology a little bit in and of itself. Because in life, we tend not to invest in ourselves. We invest in a car, We invest in a new kitchen. We invest in our children. We invest in our families. We invest in holidays. It's not too often that we invest purely in ourselves. And because that's different, it might feel uncomfortable. Investing in yourself is about your own growth trajectory. Now, there is a very, very attractive way for you to create the investment for NLP trainers training. And it's unusual. It's different from the way that you might create the investment for something else. The fact is that you can create the investment to fund your trainers training right now. And all you have to do is schedule your first NLP practitioner training. Schedule it for later on in 2024. And you can start selling it right now. So you only need 5 people on your practitioner training to pay for the whole of trainers training. So you don't actually have to dig into family funds or use credit cards or take a loan. You can actually create the investment, and you can do it now. Tell everyone you know what you're doing and ask for their help. Referrals and word of mouth are absolutely the best way to get people interested in what you're doing. Investment in self is something that we need to do in order to grow. You need to invest in you, because if you're going to be valuable to your employer, to your business, to your family, to your children, you need to be operating at the best version of you. So investing in yourself is investing in every other part of your life. So the investment can be created. You can also take out a payment plan. So you can pay a deposit to secure your place, and you can pay over 12 months. So it becomes easy for you to make that investment in yourself. And you know, the only investment that's going to give you a guaranteed return is an investment in yourself. And it's an investment that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. Kitchens break and they get old and unfashionable. Holidays are wonderful and then they're gone. They're transient. Investing in yourself is with you for life. So what would that look like? Well, you have choices. The investment in self for NLP trainers training is 5,000, and there's no VAT because we're doing the training abroad. You can pay it in full. Put it on a credit card, you can take out a loan, you can just pay it. Or you can take out a plan. What would that look like? If you paid a £500 deposit, then that would be 12 monthly payments of £375 a month. You put a £1,000 deposit down, the 12 monthly payments drop to 333.33, all the threes a month. So here at Quest for Success, we're doing everything we can to make trainers training accessible and affordable for you, making it easy for you to get something that you really, really want. You could also choose to pay half now and half a couple of weeks before the training. Lots of options. And the question to ask yourself is not, how do I get the money? It's, how do I create this? And there's always a way. So you've found the time, you've put in the plan, you've had the conversations with your circle, you're ready to invest. What happens next? So the moment you register, you'll get your welcome pack immediately. And what does the welcome pack incorporate? Well, full details of your pre-study. So there is some preparation work that we will ask you to do before you attend trainers training. And it does take some time. So again, the sooner you choose to commit to yourself, the sooner you can get on board with all the pre-study. We will give you access to resources to help you to get that pre-study done immediately. We'll give you everything you need to know about travel and accommodation. And we'll also give you, and this is unusual, the test questions and answers. So in evaluation day, you do a written test. It's closed book, and it's there to convince you that you know your stuff. And we give you the questions and the answers ahead of time. So all you need to do is commit them to your unconscious mind. We make it easy. On the run-up to NLP trainers training, you will also receive a monthly coaching call. The monthly coaching call is all about making sure you're on track, making sure that you're doing the preparation work in the correct way, making sure you're in the right state, and you know how to learn the test answers and questions, and that you're preparing beautifully. And we will coach you every single month leading up to that. So, of course, the earlier you book, the more coaching you're going to get, and the more time that you can have in order to feel nice and comfortable when you get to Evia. The more effort and energy you put into the preparation, the less you'll have to do outside of training hours in Evia. Which means you can go to the local taverna, you can go and visit some of the local beaches, you can take a swim, you can go for a beautiful walk in the mountains. You can do all those wonderful things that will keep your mindset locked in to your learning state. As numbers grow, we'll hold little Zoom sessions so that you get introduced to your fellow students, so you feel like you know them before you arrive. And that helps to have a little bit of rapport there, a little bit of familiarity with the people that you're going to be living and working with for those 18 days. So you will get your support on a monthly basis. So all this kicks in the moment you choose to invest in yourself and you commit to the training. We'll also hold a pre-training webinar to make sure, again, that you're really on the right track. The preparation work, I like to say, it's like bringing a ball of clay with you to trainers training. So you get your preparation done and it looks like a ball of clay. And then when you get to trainers training, we help you craft that ball of clay into a beautifully crafted vase. So you come with the raw materials and then we create them when you're at trainers training. So guys, I'd really love to receive your questions right now. So if you have a question, you can either pop it into the chat or I can unmute you and you can ask a question. No, no questions? Okay. So what next? So you can go ahead and come and chat to me. If you want to invest in yourself and you want to be certain and convinced that it's really the right road for you, then you probably need a further conversation. So come and chat directly with me. And we'll talk about all the possibilities for you. I want to understand your goals and where you want to take your trainer's training experience. So you can give me a call today, and if you do call today, I'll have some good news for you. I popped my telephone numbers there onto the slide. So there's the landline and the mobile. You can use either. And also my email address if you prefer to get in touch that way. I'll just give you a moment to jot those numbers down. So one more opportunity to ask questions if you have them. Okay, so I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you giving yourself some time to think about NLP trainers training. And of course, I'd be delighted to have a one-to-one conversation with you. So please get in touch. So thank you, and we'll say goodbye. Thank you very much.